video, I'm going to be sharing some things that I've been doing to get ready to go back to work. I did record this video over a couple weeks, but I do think the things that I did to prepare, like meal prepping, going to Target and Costco and getting a big haul of stuff. I also have a couple tips now that I've been working for 2 weeks, so I'm just going to be sharing them in this video. The first thing that I did was I got my son a little backpack and lunchbox. So I actually ordered this, his little powders in here. I actually ordered this from Pottery Barn in the beginning of the summer. So it hurt a little less buying it so far in advance, but I thought it was just so cute. We call him like Little Shark because he, like my husband was called like Mark the Shark or something when he was younger, honestly still sometimes. So we call him like Little Shark or Baby Shark or Mark the Shark, whatever. So I got him this really cute backpack from Pottery Barn. It has sharks all over it. I love Pottery Barn because you can get their name monogrammed on it. So that's a huge plus. They also have all the matching stuff, which I'm such a fan of all matching pieces. But I got him this lunchbox, which originally I thought he wouldn't use until he was a little bit older, but he's been eating food throughout the day. So I just pack it for him for daycare. So I'm actually really happy that I got this. It has a little cup holder on the side. Obviously, it's name monogrammed again. And then it has this little mesh pocket inside. I put his utensils. I put all of his milk, his snacks in here. If I can fit his little bib, I'll also put that in there. And sometimes his bowl too. I was able to fit all of that in here before, but he's been eating so much. Now with just his food and milk, this is pretty much filled up, but it's a really cute lunchbox. So I like that. And then this backpack, I wanted to get him his own backpack just because I thought obviously he'll use this when he's older, whether he's going to daycare or like sleepover or at grandmom's house, whatever. So I thought that this would be perfect, honestly, either way for that kind of stuff. But I just wanted my diaper bag to be mine and like in my car where I needed it. Like I pretty much just leave it packed in my car now all the time because this is kind of what comes back and forth like in and out of the car every day to get cleaned out, repacked, like all that. But yeah, I have a whole list that I just check in the mornings to make sure that it is in here. But just really quickly, I have a blanket for him. I have tons of bibs, a little PJ set. I also have an extra pair of clothes in here. I have some toys, but honestly at daycare, he has plenty of toys there. His teether. And then in here, I'll put his bottles. In the morning, I also put, if I can't fit it in the lunchbox, his bibs, his bowl. I also pack his swaddle that we still use. It's not a swaddle, it's more like a sleep sack because obviously you can't have a blanket yet. So I like putting him in that so that he like stays a little warmer. I'll put his sleep sack in here. I've been using this on his underneck rash, which I really don't want to use this because I don't like to use any medicine or anything, but his yeast medicine that they gave him worked, but I feel like his rash was still there. And honestly, Aquaphor was not working that well either. I think it was just too much wetness happening. Like the rash and then the Aquaphor and then the medicine just was making it just too wet. The powder has been the only thing that really cleared up his rash. So I will say that even though I'd prefer not to use this because it just has not great ingredients, fragrance in it. Honestly, fragrance is probably the one thing that I'm like, ugh about, but probably just some cornstarch would work underneath the skin too. But I've been packing this in his bag as well. I'm trying to think, what else did I put in here? And just check my notes. The other thing that I also pack him is a little fruit teether with some fruit. The other thing I forgot to mention is I put his pacifier in here. It's actually all the way at the bottom because we took this away at 6 months. I know a lot of people wait like so much longer, but I just feel like I could already see him, like he's at an age now where he knows what stuff is and he's reaching for it and grabbing for it. And so I just thought that cutting this off now would make it so much easier because either way it's gonna be hard. And I will say the only time he really cries is in the car. And that's pretty much it. Like if he's crying, he's either tired or hungry or needs a diaper change, honestly, or he's bored. So I think that just using the pacifier is just kind of a, like, make the baby shut up method versus, and like, this isn't to be harsh to anybody. It's just like truly what we were doing too. Like if he cried, oh, just throw the binky in his mouth. Well, what's wrong? Like, is something wrong that he's crying? And he doesn't use, and the other thing is he really doesn't use this to nap or sleep. He used it to nap, but honestly, towards like when he was getting closer to 6 months, he would spit the binky out and then just like cry himself to sleep anyway. And it only takes him like 2 to 3 minutes max to soothe himself to sleep. It's been a week now of no pacifier and he's been doing so well. So it's more so just, like I said, it's more so just me, like hearing him cry. If I'm driving or something, I get upset versus like before I used to just put a binky in his mouth and he was okay. So these little bags, one, they're so cute. So it made it like, oh, he's going to daycare. The other thing I wanted to mention was I did get this bag for work. I don't know why I didn't get this sooner, but I did get this bag for my pumping supplies at work. I just got this from Amazon and it's okay. I like it because it's a little bit smaller. It also has this front pouch or you could put your portable pumps in here. But honestly, it's not big enough. I feel like I need something bigger than this, but I just don't want anything bigger. But it fits my Spectra pump and my bottles that go with this. And I can fit my portable pumps in here too. It's just a squeeze, like I'm squeezing everything in here. But yeah, I like that because obviously it zips up and everything, so you can't like see what's in it. I don't know what I was thinking, why I didn't get this sooner. I guess I thought maybe I had a bag I could use. It also is insulated in here too. So this is a good size. It kind of looks like a lunchbox. So if you are looking for a pumping bag, I'd recommend this one. Even though it is a tight squeeze, it does fit everything. And I'd rather have that than like a big gigantic bag. So another way that I'm getting ready to go back to work, go back to school is today I went to Costco and Target and just did a big haul. Got a bunch of snacks, food, cleaning supplies, diapers, wipes, everything that I need for a little bit so that way September is a little busy and I can just relax and not go to the store. It's just like one less store to go to, potentially less things to buy. If you do have to go to the store, a little bit less stress anywhere is going to help. So I'm going to share a couple things I got that I pretty much just got my normal stuff, but again, just making sure it's done before I go back to school and I can only go on a Saturday or Sunday or after school and I'm running around. So real quick, the couple things in my fridge are, I always get my organic chicken breasts, thighs, whatever there because they have a pretty good price. I think it's $5.99 a pound. They sell them in like 5-pound packages. So I always get them and then you can cut them up and freeze them. So I got those. I got a rack of ribs to make, ground turkey as well, organic ground turkey. It was a pretty decent price for 1.5-pound packages. And then the other thing I got that's also in my fridge is the Chobani yogurt drinks. They haven't had them in so long, but they did have them today and they're such a good price. You get like 8 for $14 where they're normally 2 or 3, like $2.50 to $3 at ShopRite or Sprouts. So I was pretty happy with those. So I'm gonna share what I got from Costco and then Target. I got these energy drinks, which will be perfect for when I'm running around from school to the gym, just running everywhere. I thought these would be great for like the afternoon pick me up. I haven't tried this brand yet, so I'm excited to see how they are. I usually get the Alani from Costco. So I'm gonna try these out and see how they are. But I really love her greens powder, so I'm hoping that I like these as well. I got some peanut butter. I always get their organic creamy peanut butter, the 100% Italian olive oil, some paper towels. We have been going through these like crazy. I love these coconut rolls. This was just a treat. I got a big bag of coffee. This is such a good price for 100% Arabica. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, but this is such a good price at Costco for this giant bag. So I always get that. I also got some organic rice. I've never tried this brand, but I have been trying to buy organic rice. So I've been spending a fortune at Sprouts and ShopRite trying to buy it. So hopefully this is pretty good. We love these seltzers. I also got some Swiffers. I just figured Right now, it's so nice to just Swiffer once a week and just clean up the floors when I need to. So I figured having this on hand will make me feel so much better when I'm just trying to quick pick up the house at night. It would just be so nice to have these on hand. So I got a big box of those. I've never had this pack, but I'm sure these will be good. I love the space balls. So just something easy to throw in my lunchbox. Popcorner, same thing. And then same thing with these made goods. I always like to have little easy snacks to throw in our bags. Here is the Target haul. The one thing about Target, which I like but I don't like, is that they do have the deals. So you have to spend like $100 to get a $20 gift card. But it is nice because it's stuff you're going to use anyway. So I bought 2 packs of the Kudos size 3 diapers. One I will drop off at daycare, and then one I will keep here. Same thing with the wipes. This is a big pack. This has, I think 8 packs of wipes in here. So I'll probably drop off a couple with daycare. And then, like I said, you have to spend $100. Of course, these 3 things were $97. So I got a pack of wipes. Then I got just some makeup remover towels. I barely ever use them, so I just get a small pack. This I bought, which I'm not sure if I'll return or not. He has this right now and he does nap and sleep in it. So I only have one, so I figured I'd get another one so that's easy to just keep in his daycare bag. But I'm not sure. I might end up returning it just because they are pretty expensive. So if he's going to come out of it like soon in the next week or two, then I'll just send the same one to daycare that he uses at night. So we'll see. I'm gonna decide about that, but I'll decide later. Like I said, I love her greens, so I got this. I like this detergent because it's clean, doesn't have any yuck ingredients, so I try to use that as much as possible. Some paper plates, some kitchen bags. I got this, a bunch of cleaning supplies. I've never used this before, but I'm excited to use that. Foaming bleach, glass cleaner. I'm just trying to buy a little bit cheaper items, so like where I can swap, I do. Like I figured this glass cleaner is probably very similar to Windex for a couple bucks less. Murphy soap, one of these I will bring to school, and then one I will leave here to wipe down his high chair. I thought that might be easier than using like paper towels every time. I don't know what's better, cost effective, I have no clue. And then just some tinfoil. These were on sale, so I got 2, and then just some light bulbs. So that is everything that we got, but we got a lot of stuff and we're stocked up for the next month or so. Okay, the next way I'm getting ready to go back to work is by having a pumping plan in place. So I had been talking to my lactation consultant since about a month or so ago to get a plan in place. How do I go about pumping and keeping my supply up? Originally, I was confused. I thought that because I had such a freezer stash, I wouldn't even need to pump at work. But in order to keep your supply up, you have to pump the amount that your baby is eating. So I have to pump 3 times during the day. And I think just having a plan in place of like, I had reached out to the vice principal of my school, who's a woman, and just said, hey, I am pumping, you know, when I go back to work, where can I pump? When can I pump? Especially being a teacher, I needed to figure out where in the day's schedule I can be alone and pump for 30 minutes. So just knowing that that's all figured out is just a big stress reliever and just something that you don't have to think about. I also didn't realize that, I think it's in New Jersey, but I'm pretty sure it's in a lot of states, that they are supposed to give you extra time to pump. So like, for example, I thought my pumping time would just be during my lunch break, but then she was like, oh no, you get another like 30 minutes. Like that's your lunchtime. That's not your pumping time. Like it was very nice to know that I have like a whole nother time to pump. Because I thought like there's no way they could fit that in my schedule, but they did. So just a little tip, if you are a teacher or whatever job you have, it is separate from your lunch break. It is separate from the break given to everybody else in the company. You should have your own separate pumping time on top of your workday. With that being said, also making sure my supplies are in order. I have everything. I have like a little bag that I want to keep everything in. My pump, the pumping bottles. And then I also got this. Now I've heard of people buying mini refrigerators for work, and I could imagine doing that before they invented this lovely thing, because you want to keep your milk like separate from everybody else's stuff. Like there usually is a refrigerator, you know, in schools, in offices, wherever you work, but like you don't want to put your milk in there. Like that would be so kind of weird. So this thing is from Momcozy. I will say it was a little pricey. I'll link it below. I think it was like $80, but it's basically like this giant insulated cooler, and inside is actually these cooling packs, and they go around the bottles inside. So I'll drop it in. They just like drop in like this, and in the middle is these storage bottles. So this is so convenient for work to pour your milk into and keep it cold until you get home. My lactation consultant really sold me on this. She said that she knew a woman who had this in her car for 3 days and the milk was still cold. So I'm sure it will last a couple hours at work. But yeah, so I got this for work, just making sure you have a plan in place for pumping if that is something. Like, I really don't think it will be that difficult. Like, I've heard a lot of people say, oh, when I went back to work, I gave up. Like, I really don't anticipate it being too difficult. I haven't done it yet, but because I have this plan in place, I know where I'm pumping. I have a bag with all my supplies. I have this, like, I have plans in place so that it is easy for me. And I think that that's what I would recommend to anybody who's going back to work and wants to keep breastfeeding, pumping, all the things. So yeah, I'm hoping that that helps with the transition a lot. He is currently taking his nap, and while he does that, I'm gonna do a couple things getting ready for work. Another thing I'm gonna do is make basically time block my days of like 4 to 4:30, this is what I need to be doing. 4:30 to 5, this is what I need to be doing. Just so that I can try and like stay on track throughout the week and I don't get sidetracked doing laundry for 20 minutes and then having no time to get dressed. This way, I just know how long I have to do things and that's it. And then once that time is up, I gotta move on to the next thing. I think it will just help me with getting things done and not getting like sidetracked. So that's what I'm gonna work on right now. The other thing I'm gonna do is make some food. Obviously, this is just meal prep for the week, and I'll have to do more next week or at night or whatever, but right now I'm going to be making some blueberry yogurt for the baby. He has been really liking the strawberry yogurt. I tried to find a clean ingredient yogurt and I came up with nothing. I liked Siggy's, had good ingredients but way too much sugar. Like that was the only one I actually liked the ingredients in it, but just like 7 grams of sugar, and I just don't want to give my baby that much sugar. So here I am making it myself. He does like plain too, so I am kind of just like doing this for no reason. I could easily just pack up some plain yogurts, but I like to switch it up, so I'm gonna make some blueberry yogurt for them as well. So once it's all pureed, then I just mix in some yogurt. This is the Nancy's Probiotic Greek. It has organic, all grass fed, so it's pretty good brand. hard, and it was really hard the first week. I will say I sobbed daily bringing my son back like to daycare or his grandmom's house while I went to work. It does get easier, but I still feel sad. Like, I'm not crying every morning, but I definitely feel sad. I miss my son. I am cherishing the time that I get with him, but I also am trying to work out and take care of my like obviously my husband, and cook dinner for us and do that. And I just think I miss being able to just be so present with him. When I was home with him on maternity leave, I woke up super early still, obviously if you watch my videos, to get everything done so that when he woke up, I could just be so present with him. Even though I'm not crying every day about it, it is hard. And it's really hard to find your routine. Like, I had made time blocks to try and figure out like what I would get done when, and that was helpful, but it is still just like every day is a rush. Everything is rushed. And for right now, I'm just trying to find beauty in the chaos and like just romanticize my life in the sense of like, my life is great. Like, how blessed am I that I get to run around and take care of my family? You know, not everyone gets that. Not everybody gets kids to be so busy with, and be so busy with their job and their husband and their like just friends and family. And two things can be true at once. I can be so grateful that I have this busy life and that, you know, I do have a job that I love, and I have a family that I love and want to take care of in these ways. I know that not every woman feels like this, but I really do feel called to be home and just be present with my family and be the best possible mom I can be, in the sense of like cooking homemade meals and I just love to make all the homemade things that I can. I don't want to buy fruit pouches when I know that I can make them. And just things like that, where I want to serve my family, and that's what's so important to me. And it's just when you're spread so thin, it's so hard you have to make compromises places. So I still miss being home with my baby, and I miss being able to just be so present with him and soak up hours on end. And I don't feel like, even when he had a bad day or was extra fussy or crying, like, I really don't feel, I would say there was a handful of moments where I got overwhelmed, but I feel like most of the time I just soaked it up, knowing that I don't get this for too much longer, and to just hold him and love him and try to like just be there for him, because it breaks my heart that now if he's having a hard day, like, I'm not the one that's cuddling him and loving him and making him feel better. So just want to validate if you're also struggling with going back to work, and I guess the mom guilt aspect of it, just not being as present with your kids and just having to juggle it all and figure it out while going back to work. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully you got something from it. I really do think these things have made a smoother transition to work and a little bit easier. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.